What's good with y'all niggas, man? Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Alright, no shit, bag at it. Look,
we gonna do something new for y'all today. Usually, you know, I think y'all used to us just doing, you know, music reactions, but today we got a movie review for y'all. None other than
Creed 2.
Creed 2.
Starring
Michael B. Jordan. All y'all girls love him.
You know what I'm saying? Sylvester Stallone, you got Rocky in
Shout out Tessa Thompson, you know, she looking good. She looking like a snack in that jump,
you know what I'm saying? All the other people who played a great role in this movie. I mean, look, I think it's just a message behind it, and even the action, you know, the fighting was hilarious. People getting whooped. Okay.
Yeah, niggas getting their ass laid out.
Yeah, it was getting laid out. So it was definitely sweet, and like I said, in the beginning of the video, you know what I'm saying? Y'all saw a little disclaimer in the beginning. You know, look, we don't want no. If you never seen the movie, don't watch it.
Go see that jump.
Go
and then come back.
We gonna still be right here.
We still gonna be here for you, man. But it was I give it a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
It was a 9.5 out of 10. It was really that good. Yeah. I would honestly, I want to go see it again, actually. But,
I seen it twice.
Me and my man went to go see the jump, and I can just say that this movie was great. I mean, from the acting to the storyline, the plot, everything fell together. Y'all had to have seen the first Creed, though.
If y'all didn't, what are you doing? Like, go watch that jump somewhere wherever you can, and go watch Creed 2. Matter of fact, if you see either one, why you watching this?
You feel?
It's like, nah, I ain't gonna say that. Even if you didn't see the movie, I want to thank y'all for rocking out with it.
So look, we're gonna start at the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna break down the significant scenes in the movie, and we're gonna start with scene 1. So scene 1, Drago, the person who killed Creed's father, right? So they wake up early in the morning, right? They off the E-Rock. His father wakes up. And he walks into his son's room and taps on his shoulder like, wake up, and wipes his face or whatever. And then he sits up on the bed and like, all right, let's go to work, cause he was preparing for a fight that night, right?
Drago's son was knocking niggas out later on that day. Like I guess he had a fight later on that night, and he, like, I think Cuz tried to do like a dirty shot on him.
Yeah.
In the fight, and the son shook it off. He's like, all right. Son came back, hit that nigga with a mean 3-piece. It was it. Like, while he was on the ground, I think he was already taking off his gloves. And the fight promoter, he was there in attendance. His name is, in the movie, is Buddy Marcel. His real name is Russell Hornsby. Y'all might remember him from the lead role in Lincoln Heights. He was the dad, and he was in The Hate You Give as the dad as well. He played a very significant part in this movie. We're gonna get more into that a little later in the video. It shifts over to shows Creed later on that night getting ready for his fight against Andre Ward, and his girl Bianca, aka Tessa Thompson. You know, she wanted to get like a little preview of like the energy and the atmosphere in the arena, see how things going. She put in her hearing aid. She heard the crowd cheering Creed, I guess, and she went into the locker room. Creed was getting ready, you know, throwing his punches, you know, working on his form and all that.
You know what I'm saying?
And she basically saying, you know, doing what every ride or die should do, letting her man know that we got this, you got this. It's gonna be a good fight. And I remember she told him something like, keep your left up, because, you know, he followed through with his right. Something she was telling, like, she be knowing about the boxing just as much as the people in his corner. And then the funny part in that scene, she did some kind of like hand signals and asked him like, did you take a shit yet? Cause I guess he'd be nervous before each fight. He was like, yeah,
I took one. Yeah. The OG Rocky came out the and he wasn't even in the shot, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know where he was at. You just heard his voice start to talking, you know what I'm saying? What that nigga
he was telling him like, you know, it's only 3 steps into that ring. Nothing more. Some shit he was saying.
Right.
And he was like, you know, you gotta ask yourself, are you fighting to prove something to the people? You trying to prove something to yourself? And then Michael was like, proving something to me. Then he said, I thought so. Good answer. And then while they was talking, he was working on his punch. He looked at Rocky and said, what's up with the hair? Because that nigga hair was slicked back. And Rocky was like, it's a special occasion. Shouldn't you have something else to worry about, wise guy? Put on the hood. They go into the fight. Yeah, so he basically, long story short, he knocked Andre Ward ass out.
Yeah,
He got the belt. Andre Ward was actually undefeated And Max Kellerman ugly ass.
Max Kellerman ugly ass. He was commentating on the fight.
Oh, Mo, you ugly as fuck.
Mo, that Mo. He was just really out rapping about dumb stuff like, fool, shut up.
I was surprised to see him in that movie.
Yeah, I was too. No, but actually, they said that he like covers boxing before he covered like,
he did.
any other like sport.
But I guess since I'm so used to seeing him cover stuff about basketball and football with DirtyyNate, it just threw me off to see him in Creed because he didn't.
Right.
I don't think he was in the first Creed, if I ain't mistaken. But right after he wins, it cuts right to the scene. All you see is a ring, and Creed's asking Rocky like, "What you think?" And then he's saying, "Oh, it looks beautiful," and all this and all that. And then he asks Rocky like, "What do I say? Like, what should I do? Like, how should I handle it?" And Rocky get to wrapping him up about when he proposed to his wife at the zoo, and he said it was snowing and the snow was on the tiger's back. And he's like, "Look, man, I get that, but like,
that. What did you say,
What did you say to her?" And he's like, "How about you turn your brain off and let your heart do the talking?"
He was like, all right. And then, so yeah, he went in there. He had the champagne, you know what I'm saying, had the music in the background. So he said, he sat it up all nice. And he was in Vegas with it, you know what I'm saying? The view was just OC, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
Bianca was in the shower.
She was in the shower. He walked in his own, as soon as Rocky, talked to him, he closed the door.
Nervous as fuck.
Nervous as a mug, hands were sweating, boy, nigga was about to shit himself. I grabbed a bottle of champagne and just said, us.
Like a mug.
Boy, you about to die. So he was like, after he took the shot, whatever that was, the ring was trying to figure out, what should I say? Are you married or something like that, Lord?
Bianca came out to get something. He tried like he was chilling on the bed. He was chilling on the bed and shit. Knowing damn well he was about to propose. She walk in that junk. He get the rapping up talking about B. He get the rapping up talking about, we've been dating for a long time. And like he was trying to bring it all in, and he started pouring out his heart about how much he cared about her and stuff like that. And her hearing aid wasn't in at the time.
So she didn't even hear anything that this man said.
So like he just got down on his knee, opened up the box with the ring, showing to her, and she just turned around and just shut the door right in his face because it just threw her off. And she was like, "Stop playing, D. You for real, D?
Right.
You serious, D?" And he said, "I guess you didn't hear none of that." She was like, "Hear none of what, D?" And he didn't say anything. I guess he felt.
Because she kept asking him
she was
multiple
like,
times.
"What, D?" So she opened up the door, and then you remember, he was telling her,
I love you.
I need you.
I want to spend all my moments with you.
Yeah, I want to spend all my moments with you. Then she said, "You realize what you doing?" She walked up to the bed. She sit down, and he was like, "Yeah, well, kinda." And she was like, "What you mean, kinda?" He said, "All I know is, I just want to spend all my moments with you." And he got down on his knee. He was like, "Bianca Taylor, will you marry me?" And since she from Philly, I guess her accent started coming out. She was like, "Yo." She was starting to cry, but she was trying to hold it together. She was like, "Yo." He said, "Yo," as in yes, and she was like, "Yes." Then he got some butt right after that. Right after he put the ring on her finger, he got some butt.
So it goes to the next scene, and it shows Drago preparing for another fight, and it's like this man always wrecking somebody. Bro, he real life whooped this man, cause like...
I mean, he says a bing!
Yeah, bro, like drop, cuz, fool.
I don't even think they even did it, Tink. I think the referee just called it off.
He said, nah. So, he saw the fight, saw the fight or whatever, and after that, Drago and his son were walking out, you know what I'm saying? And the promoter was just sent by a truck or whatever. And, it was like... it's time for right, like it's time.
Shake his hand, talking about your son looking good, your boy looking good, and you're like, "Oh, you haven't heard? It's time." And then the father looking at him like, "All right," and then it goes into Creed and his fiance, soon to be wife, nigga. They're in Philly. They went to the Max's restaurant and everybody was showing him love because even though Creed is from LA, he did move there to Philly to perform. The fuck is food? So the next scene, it shows Creed and his girl going back to Philly, which is her hometown. And even though Creed's originally from LA, Philly is where he moved to pursue his boxing career. And you know, they be showing him love. You know, they came into the Max's restaurant where I heard it's like notorious for for stuttering like fuck. That's what I've been doing. I'm notorious for stuttering. Wow, spit it out, boy. Alright, so they known for their cheesesteaks. They come in there, everybody showing love to the champ, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's Creed. Everybody getting them dash, showing them love, whatever. You know, he having a good time with his fiance. They talking and stuff about, I guess, the house they gonna move to and stuff like that nature. And right on the screen, something pops up. And somebody there was like, hey, Creed, you guys sub this man challenge, or you gotta shut him up or something, man. Creed thought they were talking about Andre Ward. He was like, oh, it's kind of soon to be asked for a rematch, don't you think? And he was like, nah. He like, turn it up. So on the TV, it was really the challenge that was made publicly by Drago and his father and his team. And right when they're showing the challenge, it shows Drago's father sitting and waiting for Rocky to get back to his restaurant.
Yep. His father is sitting in Rocky's restaurant, and because what's crazy is he was outside first, and it was like somebody, it's a customer or something, like some kind of customer.
Yeah, I think he asked the lady that was there. Somebody's waiting for you.
Yeah. She was like, somebody.
He's like a big guy waiting for you. Some shit she said.
So what's his son's name, bruh? And it's Drago.
Yeah, I mean his last name Drago, but they said it's Big Nasty. That's his nickname.
Big and Nasty. Fucking ugly. It's not cool.
He not niggas.
So the two OGs, you know what I'm saying? They link, and it's weird because they fought each other. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky whooped his ass.
Yeah, Rocky's all like whooped him. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, nice pictures, no pictures of me, and Rocky's like, nah, no pictures of you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't
fuck with you.
We don't mess with the L's, you know what I'm saying? We don't
and you know, I think Rocky was like, so you come all the way over here just to tell me that? And Buddy Marcel, let me tell you about this motherfucker. He's an instigator. He's sitting there the whole time talking about, this is a real fighter. The fighter that Creed fought, it happened 3 to 4 years late. This is what everybody's been waiting to see. And if he don't take this fight, it's maybe because he's afraid that history might repeat itself.
Right.
And then when he said that, it showed the old fight of Creed's father fighting Drago, and Rocky failed to throw in the towel because Creed just not one of them people who want to go out with a tie. Either want to take the win or he want to knock somebody's ass out. He don't really like to do all that other stuff. He died in the ring. The original Rocky fans, y'all know that, and everybody know that touches Adonis when he sees that, when somebody's talking about it. And yeah, we get you a fight promoter, but I feel like that was grimy. Like everybody felt like that was fucked up. And Bianca tried to tell me, no, it's cool. Don't pay him no mind. He's trying to beat you in, but it's easy to say when it's not.
Well,
your
not
family
in
in that situation. And while all this is happening, you know, Drago telling Rocky, you know, I got a son, and all he knows is this. So basically, he's getting to the fact that he felt like his son. He actually told Rocky, my son will break your boy, and Rocky said something like, around here we put away strays. I know he said some shit like that. You got him. It was like, you know, hey, he had a long day. And I think Drago's son walked in, and Rocky saw him for the first time in person. He said he saw him on TV, but he saw him for the first time in person. He'd probably think it's a big, strong looking motherfucker right here. And then after that, the scene goes into Creed at the gym punching the bag, you know, to clear his mind. And Rocky come in saying, you know, I figure I'll find you. Nobody answer the phone. And Rocky knows that he heard about the challenge, and Rocky was giving him like his input. He was like, you know, you don't gotta take the fight. You know, that fight all years ago had nothing to do with you. You know, you're the new champ. They just trying to, you know, stop your shine. Want to, you know, throw negativity away. But Creed wasn't really listening to that shit. He was still punching the bag and was telling him like, you know, and basically, you know, it's something I have to do. He didn't say it straight out then, but he was kind of like hinting to Rocky like he wasn't going back down from that challenge.
He gonna take the challenge that, you know what I'm saying, that was presented, especially because, you know, that everybody, you know, is expecting it, you know. So it's like, it was an interesting moment for him. So he was like, you know, I'm gonna go to the gym, you know what I'm saying, and punch it out, you feel me?
Yeah, he says how he clears his head. And the scene ended with Rocky trying to say a joke to, like, you know, lighting him up by saying, today's your lucky day, 'cause I'm gonna hold the bag for you. And then Creed was like, no, today's your lucky day, I'm gonna let you hold the bag for me. They started punching.
So it was a cool little moment at the end, you know what I'm saying, between the two people.
He wanted him to just enjoy his championship that he just like worked so hard for and won. Like he don't want him to be thrown off by the antics of fight promoters and people just trying to, you know, throw him off his game and shit like that. But the next morning, I guess it's something he just couldn't help because it was fresh in his mind. He just won his iPad. He was sitting in the window side of his place and was watching the fight. And the last scene you see before he turned it off is his father just laying there lifeless, and it shows Rocky holding him. He just turned it off, and you can tell it's still in his mind.
And that clicked on his mind. Was like, you know what? Alright, bet I gotta take this.
Yeah, it was eating at him all day.
That was like his. That's all the evidence he needed. He was like, alright, bet I see this. Let's get it.
Yeah, and they kind of like disrespecting his father by putting him up there on the TV like that when he did the chant. That was fucked up. Yeah. So he was feeling some kind of way anyway. And it fucked him up so bad to the point where later on that night, he couldn't help but go to Rocky's doorstep, knock on the door, and say, I gotta talk to you. Rocky's like, oh, we gonna go for a walk? He ain't give a fuck about a walk. Like, he basically told him, man, I'm taking the fight. And Rocky was like, Rocky just immediately didn't agree with it.
Like, nah, you good, man. You don't need to go and fight him. They just want to, you know, mess with your head.
This is what they want. You know, you're the champion. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want to see. But why do you want to fight? And the main thing Creed kept saying was, you know, they disrespecting my pop's name and shit, and they parading around calling me out. He said, you know, I ain't no chump. I'm gonna take the fight. And Rocky basically saying the only reason you taking this fight because you feeding into the trap that they're setting for you. Like you're not really doing it for you. And Rocky basically telling him, you know, when you're going to be against a fighter that has nothing to lose, he's dangerous. Creed was like, I'm dangerous. He wasn't even trying to hear that. Like Rocky trying to give him like wisdom. Like, he been in the game too long. Like he knows.
Like bro, I've been in your same spot, bro. Like you have no idea.
Yeah, like.
So it was just an interesting encounter because you saw in that movie that they didn't agree with each other. It was a point in the movie where it's like the person you thought was close to, you know, you don't agree on that. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of like, damn. So who do I turn to now? Because you think about it, that was his trainer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you know, he said that to him. He said, "What, you think I can't beat him?" And Rocky said,
like, nah.
But Creed was getting it that he could tell by Rocky's energy that he wasn't confident in that decision of taking the fight right now.
Yeah, his pride was very high at that point.
And Rocky came back at him. He was like, "Look, man, like 30 years ago, whatever, you know, I was holding your father in my arms like while he's lifeless because I failed to throw in the towel, which I should have, and I have to live with that." He basically telling him, "I'm not gonna live with another form of regret in my life." By me taking your side and deciding to accept this fight. Like, if you're gonna take the fight, you have to be without me. Because Creed had previously said, I'm taking this fight with or without you. And Rocky said, well, I had to be without. Then you could tell Creed got emotion. He said, after everything we've been through, you're just gonna walk out on me. And, you know, he was saying, I want you to make smarter decisions. And he's like, smarter decisions? He said, look at you, Rock. You have nobody. I'm all you got. You know I can take care of you.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know, he started going at Rocky, and Rocky was like, man,
I don't want it.
He still walked away. So Creed was like, at least you don't got to worry about throwing in the towel this time. I was like, oh, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, that's deep.
And all Rocky could say, like, Rocky knew he was mad. He's the bigger person in the situation. Like, he's older. You know, he got love for Creed. He understands he's very emotional. He's not really logical right now. So he just said, you know, you're right. Okay. He just walked up there. Creed go back home to his girl, Bianca. Come in the house, slam the fuck out the door. And she was like, man. And I guess she had her hearing aid that time because she heard that shit. Like, and she was like, what's going on? He like, Rock not taking the fight with me. He don't want to train me. And then she was like, I'm pretty sure he have his reasons. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what reason? You know, they talking about me, da-da-da. And even Bianca noticed, like, it's hard to talk to him once he's fed up. Like, there wasn't really no getting to him that this is a bad idea. But, that was a very, I think that was like the turning point in the movie for real when he actually decided to take the fight, even after Rocky told him it's not a good idea. This shows you that when you think you know it all,
you don't.
And when you're very prideful, you don't make the right decisions when your mind is more in an emotional state than like being logical. Like he was going off of pure emotion, and I understand it because he's pissed. But when you make these kind of decisions, you gotta think these through with a clear mind. Man. And Rocky never failed him. That's his OG. That's been a trainer since I don't want to say since day one, but that's the one that made him better than what he was before he met Rocky.
And he was like, nah, I mean, I can't even support you in this, dog. It hurt Creed, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
you don't understand
Rocky's like,
we've been through all this. We've been through so much. Like,
so it's like,
you my uncle.
Yeah,
you know, he call him Unc.
Yeah.
So he felt like his uncle was walking out on him. You know, he don't have a dad or like a father figure anymore. So Rocky's like the closest thing he have to that. And to see that he don't believe in you, it's like Creed had a chip on his shoulder. You know what? I'm gonna prove to him I don't need him. But everybody know he really needed him in that fight. Because Rocky be giving him like little like tips like during the fight, like, hey, do this or go after this side of him. And like he be winning when he listens to what Rocky gotta say. So not having him there, just the chemistry, like you need that in your corner. You know what I'm saying?
Back to LA. You know, they back at LA with it, and look at their new house.
Yeah, they about to get a new crib. You know, I guess the money coming in.
Money coming in. Yeah,
you know, cause Tessa be singing. Tessa be singing too. Like she got a career of her own. She got signed to the label and all that. Like she doing her thing. Creed the champion. Like that's a power. That's a power couple right there. They in their bag. They in their bag.
You know what I'm saying? They go and visit their crib. What's crazy is in the inside of the new house, like Bianca has a whole stage in the crib. Like that's crazy. Like there's a window right in front of it, like straight glass light right there. It's
nice view of LA.
So it's like when she performed, that's all she sees, that view, and it's so sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. Especially like from the house they're coming from. This is definitely an upgrade for them.
Yeah.
And that was a very refreshing moment.
It's up to the point where Creed is at, you know what I'm saying, his girl's performance, you know, she's singing.
She got a nice voice.
Singing her ass off. She had a show or whatever. Then the promoter comes out the cut, right?
Buddy.
Comes out of nowhere, and it's like,
after you see him talk trash about him and his father, like Creed wasn't feeling
Creed
that.
is like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying?
He'll come about some nice voice. Creed let them like, man, that was a Grammy move, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry for the theatrics. People love a show. And then he was like, yeah, I bet they do. And Creed wasn't feeling him. He was like, look, man, I want the same thing you want. Like, yeah, what's that? I thought you were going to be like, yeah, what I want to knock your ass off. That's what I would have did. But he was like, yeah, I want to make history. He said, you think the Rumble in the Jungle manifests itself? Yeah. Somebody had to put it together. And he said, I guess you're supposed to be that guy, right? He was like, I don't see nobody else here with a, we say, a care in the world. Right. And he was like to me, just want to get paid. And then Buddy was like, nah, man. He said, this is a side effect. He said, it's all about the history about it. He said, there's been about 70-something heavyweight champions. Only people remember like 4 or 5.
Right.
So you know why? Because there's nothing to stick to their wrist. There's no storyline behind it.
Nope.
And he said, this is the perfect storyline. And he had a good point. He knows that this fight would be like remembered more than the ones that were like meaningless. Like this up there with like Ali and Frazier for real. We keep it like.
Right.
So I understand what he's saying, but Creed still couldn't respect how he handled it. Like he didn't have to put his father on the screen getting beat to death. Like nobody would be remembered, like be reminded of that. You know, that scene was interesting. Before he leave, you know, he said nice voice again. The girl's getting down the stage singing.
She was definitely crying, so it's like,
you know, he didn't want to ruin her moment. I think that's why he didn't steal his ass, because you know he ain't selfish like that.
But even in that, the promoter kind of messed up, you know, Creed's mind, you know.
Yeah, he did, going into the first one. Yeah.
He chilling at first, and then he comes out the cut talking about some, blase, you think it's just gonna happen, so somebody gotta make it happen, like, all that extra stuff.
He didn't take Creed's feelings or his mindset into account. Because, you know, he's trying to say just business. And, you know, Creed understands that, but it's a certain way you handle business. He wasn't really feeling that. Yeah. One of the funniest parts of the movie to me is coming up next. In the next scene when Creed went to go visit Mama Creed. People know her as Felicia Rashad, the OG. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Marianne Creed. So they having dinner at her house, and she notices how Bianca's skin is glowing. She putting extra salt on her food while she eat, and she can tell like how they sitting that they have some kind of news to make. But the news they was gonna tell her was that we're engaged. But the mom is like, nah, y'all gonna tell me y'all about to have a child. Cause they didn't even know they was expecting a child.
Yeah. They were just laughing. They were like, oh, you thought...
The
mom was so serious. Like,
it nicked her to the point where they went to buy a pregnancy test.
Yeah. They went back to the crib and they bought a pregnancy test, and that shit was positive a little bit.
Man, look.
That shit was positive.
Creed was so nigga. He kept saying, maybe it's just broke. Maybe buy another one. And they both, I think they did like 2 or 3 different ones, and all of them kept having like the little double lines or something like that. And you know, he come back and tell his mom that they're engaged, and she said, you know, I don't know how she agreed to marry you. And they started laughing and stuff like that. They said, hey mom, I'm taking a fight. Mom was like, okay. She kept going on about her business. And he was like, that's all you gonna say? Because he's used to niggas trying to talk him out. But the mom, she
the way his mom was set up about it, it was like, you a grown man, you a grown ass man, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever I say, you gonna do, you know, you regardless. So
you need my blessings. Remember she said,
right, yeah, I was like, you don't need my blessing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
your business.
Right. So that was an interesting moment for him, because
and she was like, obviously you don't have Rocky's blessings, because she knows that he wasn't there.
Right.
He traveled with them to Vegas, but he told her, you know how Rocky is when it comes to traveling. Like, he can't come out to LA. Like, Vegas and LA, I'm not sure about how far away they are from each other, but they both on the West Coast. Yep. I do know that. So him going from Philly to Las Vegas would not be that much of a dramatic change from going from Philly to LA. So she knew something was off. Like, she knows that Rocky don't even support his decision. So if you don't have his blessings, fuck you need mine for? Like, you just gonna take the fight anyway. You gonna got his and you still gonna do it. So you know, he get to talking, you know, they kind of get a little, you know, riled up, because she, you know, he was saying like, you know, I gotta, you know, fight for my father's legacy. Like, don't you miss dad? And
she was like,
don't try to make this about me.
Don't make this about me. You know what I'm saying? Cause it hurt her, because
she loved it. She loved his dad.
I know, and it's crazy because I know, even though she just said okay, it still kind of touched her in a way. I don't think she did it.
She was mad as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? She was mad, and yeah, it sucks because she ended up telling him, it's like, well, I hope you know what I'm saying, be around for your child.
And that shit hit hard.
I said, yikes.
Like, even Creed looked at her like,
he was like, oh.
Bet. Say less.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Say less.
So it's like, he feeling like, okay, Rocky don't agree with me. My girl kind of siding with Rocky, and my mom says up to me, but I can tell she not even on my side.
Right.
And so he probably feel like, you know, I'm all alone. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. Like, I'm that nigga. I'm the champion.
I got this, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Fuck Rocky. I'm about to go to my dad's old trainer, son.
Go ahead.
And shit compared to Rocky.
Yeah,
he my man. Shout out, you know, Lil Duke. That's his name in the movie, but his real name is
who's that? I forgot how to pronounce his name.
His name is Wood Harris.
Yeah.
He played in Remember the Titans too, and Above the Rim. You know. Shout out Above the Rim right there. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Got Pac right there.
His name was Mozart in that movie. He was ugly shit. You know, he went to go ask him, like, you know what? We can rewrite history. You know what I'm saying? Your father trained my dad. He went out, you know, he died in the ring. But me and you, we can fight for both of our father's legacy. We can do something they didn't do. And, you know, Lil Duke, like, alright, I'll take it. Like, Lil Duke, like, you know, I believe him, like, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, he trained them, but they just don't have that history together like him and Rocky do. And nigga, it showed in the fight versus Drago, son.
So he accepts it, you know what I'm saying? Goes public with it, you know, he has the interview or whatever.
It's like the little HBO 24/7
yeah, you know what I'm
shit.
saying? So it's like, he like, alright, I'm gonna take it. What you thought I was gonna...
This is what y'all want to see,
you know
right?
What I'm saying? You thought I was gonna cop? Like,
I'm the champion, right? This is what y'all want to see, right?
Like, let's get it, you feel me? So.
And one of the interviewers said, you know, it's kind of hard not to mention that who we won't be saying in your corner this time around, you know, because they know that Rocky is not his trainer for the fight. No, it's Lil Duke. And he was saying, you know, they try to cover him and say, you know, Rocky is tending to family emergencies or issues, something like that. But this guy's he's a great trainer. He comes from, you know, a great cloth of you know, like trainers. His dad trained my dad, and, you know, I'm confident in him and our training. We're gonna do good. And
yeah. That didn't happen at all, actually.
Well, he got his ass whooped badly. Like, he did come out to I'm an icon level.
What's he got an
That Joe was see when he came out. That Joe see, he's like, I'm the champ.
Yeah. Shout out Jaden Smith. That Joe was just like cranking.
That Joe was crazy coming with the bell, but nigga, none of that shit mattered once the bell rung. And the whole kill, the part we forgot is when they did the weigh-in.
You're right.
Yeah, we forgot to mention, when they did the weigh-in, Drago's father looked at Creed and said, "You're much smaller than your father was." Creed was about to whoop
He was
that
about
nigga.
to punish
And then
his
I
son,
think he pushed Drago's father.
He pushed Drago's father, but
pushed, and then the son came in like, "Hey, don't touch my father." And everybody about to wreck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
And then Creed like, "Hey, when we talk about my father,
beat the shit out you.
They was getting inside. They was getting inside his head, man. And everybody knows that as a tactic, when you get inside somebody's head, they're gonna be weaker as a fighter because they're not focused. They're just emotional. He was already emotional going into it.
Right.
This made it even more worse because now he want to rush Drago in the fight.
Yeah.
And you know, usually Rocky give Creed the talk, like, you know, like, we about to do this. But when he was in the back, he was shaking like he was nervous when he was taping up his hand and, you know, putting on his gloves. His girl was just touching him, you know what I'm saying, everything would be alright. But she knew, she had that feeling like this is not about to go good. And when they were supposed to touch gloves, he didn't want to touch gloves.
He touched gloves with his son, you know.
The son was like, alright.
Like that.
But the referee still made him touch gloves. And when he went over to the corner,
nigga, long story short, he got his ass whooped.
he went to Lil Duke. Lil Duke put in his mouthpiece. He gonna say, "I don't think he gonna run through you. This your house. You show him what's up." Boy, he tried to rush Drago. And back in Philly, Rocky was cleaning up his restaurant. He was watching the fight on TV, and he was saying things like, that what he would say to him if he was there, but he wasn't there to help him at all. He's like, "Don't rush him, kid. Don't be dumb.
Don't rush him. Don't rush him."
He said, "Go downstairs." Man, he tried to rush Drago like his height or something. Like he tried to run at him, and Drago big, strong,
Drago's
scary.
son is tall as hell, like taller than
strong,
Creed,
fast, like powerful with his punches. Like,
yeah, he got Creed together.
Cause Creed was coming in, you know, Creed was hitting him with the combo. I ain't gonna lie, Creed was like getting him, but those punches don't affect him as much as like his other opponents do. Like Drago was eating them jumps.
Yeah.
He was like, "All right, I'm gonna just wait for the right time." And he started coming. He started baiting him. Creed tried to come in with a hook. Something said boom, boom, and then after that he got dazed. And then Drago like, "All right, you get more comfortable." So when he got him in that corner, like the camera effect showed how Creed face looked when he's punching him. He was getting him to go in the corner. He's like, us. Bruh, Creed did the barrel ring. He said, boom, right when the bell ring. He's like, ding, ding, ding. But his head was ringing, boy. He went back to the corner, Nick. He was scared, man.
He said, "I don't even want to go back for another round." Boy, long story short, bro.
The father said, "Why you still standing?"
I was about to say, why is he still standing? Like,
bruh, they tried to give his son some water. He said, "I don't even want the water."
I don't want no water. I want to get back in the ring. Give me my mouthpiece, nigga. On my face.
He came back, boy. Started going to Creed body. And them punches, I just knew his ribs was broken. The way he was hitting clean this rib. And like, at first Creed was like this at first, but then he started to go down after a while. Like, he even went down because of a body shot. And Rocky and the trainer knew like his rib like it was broken. Like even Lil Duke said that. And Lil Duke was like, "We gonna throw in the towel." He said, "Nigga, don't do that shit."
Right, I was about to say, don't even do that.
His face was all fucked up, his body was hurting, and dude was going throw in the towel. He's like, "Nigga, we don't got nothing to prove, man. You need to live to see another day.
But
fight
that
another
pride
day."
again.
Creed's pride, the main character in this movie, fucking pride. He wanted to go back in round 3, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Got his ass again in his rib. Took a knee. Drago thought about it and said, "Man, fuck it."
Yes! And
Bro, uppercut him.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to mention, remember in the corner his father said, "Finish him. They're the reason why your mom left us."
Right.
You don't tell a nigga that when he about to go into a round. That just fueled Drago even more. He's already whooping his ass. Be like, I'm gonna kill this nigga now.
I'm gonna put this nigga out, fool.
Bruh. The next scene, this nigga wake up in the hospital. Like, Rocky turned it off when he saw the view of Creed just laid out like this on the canvas.
Yeah.
He had to turn it off because he gave him flashbacks about his father when he died in the ring.
So it was
All you saw was an IV.
It was a hard, moment for him to see that. So he was like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna turn it off. I can't even watch this.
You could tell Rocky felt kind of wrong that he wasn't there, but it was too late.
Yeah.
It was too late, and
So So we go to the hospital with it. Okay.
Creed still won because he got disqualified for that hit. That was considered a cheap shot because he was already down and he got an extra hit in.
Yep.
So he still retained his belt, but everybody in the boxing world knows that the fighter that gets put in the hospital feel like they took the loss.
Yeah, well,
and he was embarrassed. His pride was hurt. His body.
I mean, as a man, you get whooped like that, bro. It's like
after all the shit he was talking about you and all that, and then he just whoop you like,
dang, I failed. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is, really. But he did. You know, he still kept the title, whatever it was, the championship match. So he kept the title, but like he said, it still it felt like an L for real.
The doctor told Bianca the list of injuries he had. I heard contusion, concussion, 2 broken ribs, fucking the ruptured kidney is what fucked Bianca. She was like, what's up with that? And he said only time will heal these injuries, but that shit sounded like it hurt. And the doctor could tell she was expecting, of course, because her stomach was big, and she started to like panic. And he was like, if you're expecting, take it easy.
Right.
So she sat down, and then a nurse came and said, the visitor coming to see you. So it shows Rocky coming, he trying to be all respectful.
Yeah.
When Bianca was walking up to him, I thought she was gonna smack the shit out of him.
Right.
Like, why you wasn't in this corner? But she actually came and hugged Rocky.
She gave him a hug.
She was so down, like she felt so bad for Creed, like, and she knew that she's open to see Rocky, but when he asked, "Can I see him?" She looked at him, but she knew that her husband wasn't trying to see that nigga.
Right.
And she said, "Look, we got company. Look who came to see you." This nigga turned his face.
So Rocky.
His eye was like closed. Like one of his eyes was closed. He had a bandage over his nose. His face was swollen. Busted lip. Like he just looked fucked up, man. And all Rocky said, you showed a ton of heart. Ton of heart. He got all this, so he got the reach on you. He big. He was like, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Like he just couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the hospital with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about heart.
He said, oh, you trying to train me, huh?
No, you trying to train me?
Be my trainer?
You trying to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like now all of a sudden, now you want to do it. You want to come around.
Now you want to tell me what I should have did.
Shut up.
I mean, but he did tell me to take the fight, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be that mad at him. That was your style.
But it was to the point where they was just going back and forth so much that he was just like, why are you still here? Like, leave, fool. Like, I don't want to see your face.
And Rocky could tell that it was getting to that point, so he just decided to leave. He said, I hope y'all can take care of each other. How the fuck they gonna take care of each other? You mean she gonna take care of him? He was in a fucking wheelchair leaving the hospital with all the damn paparazzi outside. He had to wear a hood. He was in a wheelchair with sunshades on.
So it sucked. It sucked. You know what I'm saying? He goes through his little phase at the hospital, blase, then
goes into physical therapy. He started going to the pool, I guess, to work on, like repairing his ribs.
Right, getting his body back. Because, you know what I'm saying? He don't want that to be his last fight. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, it's like, no.
Even though he's still the champion, he felt like he was defeated. He was defeated spiritually,
right,
physically. And his girl had noticed that he's not the same as he used to be before going into the fight. She was telling his mom that I don't know what to do anymore. It's like he became distant, like nothing matters to him no more. And the mom was basically telling him all you could do, give him all the love you can give him, continue to be there for him, because he's not just going through this. You've been with him every step of the way.
Yep.
And he's going to need you in these hard moments of his life, but only he can get himself out of what he got himself in.
Pretty much.
So you have to give it time for him to heal, like mentally, physically, and emotionally. Back in our stomach started to get bigger, and they found out that he's having a daughter. And he be kissing her belly and stuff like that. And like, I think it was like later on that night, he was talking to her belly, her pregnant belly, talking, saying, Mommy gonna be walking around barefooted singing for us. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna be walking around barefooted making y'all sandwiches. And he was like, oh, Mommy just hating on us. And she was laughing, but in the middle of her laughing, she thought about it. And she was like, D, what if the baby can't hear us?
Yeah.
He's like, huh? She's like, it could be hereditary, right? Like, what if she can't hear us? He was like, nah, everything will be okay. I promise you, everything will be straight. But you could see she got kind of sad, kind of down right there, because like reality started kicking in. Like,
and even his posture to like the whole situation, I was like, dang, you're right. But as a man,
he was trying to let her know like
everything be straight.
He tried speaking to existence, that everything would be straight, as he should. But she was trying to give him the real part, right? Like, yeah, all this shit cute and all, but we gotta take this into account too, as well. And I think in the scene it showed Rocky reading through mail, and he got like the little, what is it called? I think it's called an ultrasound, like showing the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And on the back, it showed Creed's mom writing him saying he still needs you. So to the next scene, it shows Creed put up to the house because I guess he thought his mom wanted to see him. But the mom told Rocky to be in her crib when he got there so they can like talk and make up, because they know that Creed is not as good without Rocky in his corner, and he needs him outside the ring too, not just as a fighter but just as becoming a man anyway. Like, he don't have any experience with having a child, Rocky does. So, you know, they got to talking, and Rocky was telling him, you know, basically your fighting style is not going to work with this kind of fight, like you have to change it up. And Creed was like, oh, you think your fighting style better? And Rocky said, I won, didn't I? Because he did beat Drago's father.
Technically.
But he had to change how you fight. You can't fight every fighter the same. This dude is a different kind of animal. So, you know, they laughed it off. You know, they back good again. And Rocky was basically telling him, like, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made when I was like your age and stuff like that. And he was saying, you know, like Rocky somehow, he haven't seen his grandson and his son in a long time. He never met his grandson, actually. And
he just hasn't seen his son in a while.
Remember, Creed was like, why don't you just call him? He was like, you know, it's not that easy. Like, I'm gonna say, how's it been forever? You know, I don't know how to. I think Rocky was afraid of how to approach the situation, but he wants to. You could tell he wants to, but he just don't know how to start it off. And right in the middle of that, he starts asking, like, you come up with any names for the baby? And he was like, how about Kate Creed? And Creed was like, you know this baby gonna be black, don't you?
Because Rocky was trying to name a whole bunch of white names, and I'm like, bruh.
And he said, oh, I totally forgot. He started geeking.
Yeah, they started laughing, boy.
And then that phone ring, and he was like, right now? And I guess he got info that his girl's going into labor.
Yep.
So, and he was going to the hospital. Rocky was like, you know, today gonna be the best day of your life, da-da-da. And you heard him get to the hospital. And like, while they going there, the mom like, boy, hurry up, you know, such and such.
Right. Wow. And Rocky waits in the hallway with it, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you go ahead, do your thing. Boom, I'm gonna wait out here.
He said, like, I'm having a kid.
Right. So, you know, if age, it goes into like the waiting room, because Rocky's just sitting in the chair, you know, he was asleep or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just waiting to make sure everything's good.
Remember, before he went to sleep, he thought about dialing his son's number.
Yeah.
But then he hung up the phone and just see, no, I'm just go sit in the chair and go to sleep. The nurse came and said, she's here. And he's like, oh, that's wonderful. That's excellent.
Great, you know, that's great to hear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So he was getting up. He saw how, you know, they was holding the baby in there, and then they're like, oh, hey, your godfather right here. He said, oh, it's an honor, you know, to be a godfather. I guess they didn't tell him. And, you know, everybody was happy and stuff like that. And then
there was a time where after that, I think that's when, from that scene, it went to doing the test on the baby's ears.
Yeah, because right after that, Creed mentioned something about the test to the nurse. You could tell that Bianca started to look nervous, like she ain't really want to know the results. Like, she just want to enjoy the fact that she just delivered the baby.
Right.
Because that's something that's hard to look forward to, the results, if your kid can hear it, especially coming from her, because she knows how difficult it is to live like that, and she didn't want that for her daughter. But you know, they put the headset on her, they was running the test. She was in her mom's, you know, grasp, and Creed was on the other side where he can actually see the results, like as they're happening, and they say we're looking for sound waves.
Yep. Looking like reactions.
Nothing was popping up when they was doing the noises, and you could tell that tears running down.
He was getting emotional because it's like, oh my god.
And like, Bianca did too. Yeah. Because she was looking at him, and when she saw the look on his face, she knew.
She looked away, and it was like, dang, like this is really happening.
Yeah. And then it goes to the next scene. Remember, he was talking to Rocky and said, you know, maybe with some mistakes they're gonna run it again, because they said a lot of mistakes can happen when it's like real early on.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's that conversation where Creed is trying to tell, you know, Rocky, like, everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be fine, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna do tests over again just to, you know, because mistakes happen all the time. But then Rocky's just like, you know, what if it's not okay, you know what I'm saying? What if this is the real results? What if this is 100% accurate? Like, how are you gonna adjust to when
things don't go the way you planned it? That's life.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he asked Creed, you gonna love her? Creed, like, what kind of question is that, Rock? Yes, I'm gonna love her. And he said, well, good. You need to feel sorry for her because she's not feeling sorry for herself.
Right.
And then he just walked off.
But it's crazy because before all of that, Creed pulled up to a homeboy's gym, you know what I'm saying, Lil Dude's gym, and it's like, look, he didn't go in yet, but he was still in the car.
Lil Dude was like, how Bianca doing? This is before she had the baby.
Yeah.
He's like, she's straight. And he's like, well, I just got news from WBC that if you have to fight soon, or they're gonna vacate the title.
Yeah.
And he said, either you have to fight this dude again, Drago, or you have to fight somebody. I can do a tune-up fight or something like that. But he said, man, don't worry about that. Let's get in the gym, hit the bag. You know, we can talk about it later. And Creed was like, all right, I'm gonna be in there. Thought about it after he went in, boy. He pulled out. He did not come back.
Never went back in there.
He went home, and Lil Dude was sick as fuck. He thought he was about to come in. So he went home, watched TV on the boxing channel, and he saw when they was asking Drago's son, like, how you feel about your loss to Creed. He was like, what loss? They said, well, you know, the DQ. He said, I don't care. If he don't fight me again, he's no champion. Creed was sick. He was scared too. He turned off the TV. He's like, I gotta fight this nigga again. So Rocky kind of pulled up on time for that, because I don't think he would have said that fight if he had Rocky in his corner.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Look, they got a feeling that Drago, you know what I'm saying, and Creed, you know, probably end up fighting again. But their family, Drago's family, has a dinner. You know what I'm saying? A gathering of this sort.
A meeting, some kind of meeting with people like representatives from Russia or people that's like heavy in power over there. Important people.
Right, because they feel like Drago's son is like
he gonna whip his ass. That's what they think.
The representation of Russia, you know what I'm saying?
He gonna be the new champion.
Yeah. So
nigga know.
They have a whole meeting and
they present his new trunks.
He got some new trunks. Them those were sweet though.
It said Drago on it. I think it's like how his father used to wear
Yeah, them those were sweet.
Everything was going smooth. Dinner was going smooth. They're saying, you know, you must be proud of your son. All of that. And then his mom walking.
Yeah.
Mind you, his mom walked out on Drago's father and him after he lost to Rocky.
But the crazy thing was, she said, she looked at Drago's father and was like, you must be proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like...
The father, you could tell the father already sick, but
he
he knew how grimy she was. The son, he don't really know her like that, so he couldn't handle it. He walked out mad. Like,
he was pissed.
He was speaking in Russian, saying, you know, why we here? None of these people care about us. They all left you. She left us. And he was saying, I lost. Right. I lost. This is why he left. But you're not going to lose. They gonna treat you different. They gonna respect you. They gonna love you more than they, love me. And you can tell the son head is getting fucked up. See, the first time they fight, Creed head was fucked up emotionally going in. But see, Creed getting everything back together because he's starting to put them bridges back together. He cool with Rocky again. He cool with Lil Duke still. He just had a daughter. He's getting back where he needs to be mentally. But everything's falling apart for Drago's son over there. And that's very important. Like, if you're not mentally stable going into anything you do, you're not going to perform at your best.
And it's just going to throw you off guard. So after all that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he has a baby, you know what I'm saying? Has to talk with Rocky, and then they go and train. It's time to go rack, you know what I'm saying? Let's do round 2, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you remember they accepted the fight when they heard that had to be in Russia. And, Rocky and Lil Duke looked at each other and was like, what you want to do? And Creed was like, I accept. Lil Duke said, go get the phone.
No, about
He said, go get the phone. So make it happen. So after they accept, Rocky said, well...
Because I remember that there was a meeting between those three in the gym. It was Creed, it was Lil Duke, and it was Rocky.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All three of them was there when they got the news from WBC that the only stipulation they have is that they have to fight in Russia when they fight this time.
Yep.
And they all thought about it, like, what you want to do? So after he accepted it, Rocky said, all right, well, since you're going back to hell, you might as well get used to it. He said, what you mean? They're not going to be trained the way they used to.
Boy, he want to go train in the desert in the hut. Like,
hot as fuck. I think it was in Arizona.
Yeah, it was somewhere.
And Rocky told him this is where fighters are reborn, or like when they're going through, like coming back from a loss. This is how they rebuild their confidence and get back physically where they need to be. And the training they had him doing wasn't just hitting the bag like they do in the regular gyms. They had this man, hitting the hammer on the ground in the desert.
Yep.
Had him running the road.
Running after the car.
Hot as hell.
Yep.
Had him holding on to the bars, right? Hit him in the stomach with the ball, hit him in the ribs, because his core had to get stronger in this rematch, because that was a weak spot for him in the first fight. Like, because dude kept going to his body, so he had to make sure his body's in better shape going into this rematch.
Yep.
And you remember that one exercise they had him do, is like you put your foot in the tire.
Drill with the one guy. It's like, so that drill is basically so like nobody, you ain't no running for it. You know, y'all right here with it. Y'all gotta shoot
go to their body.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a good.
And at first Creed couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it was too much.
It was just one strong that he was going up against, and then going to his body,
going to his body, hitting his ribs, and
he stepped out. Rocky said, "No." Rocky said, "You gotta put your foot back in. You want to do this rematch? We gotta make sure you ready." As time went on, Creed was getting used to the training. He was getting better with each day. And you remember that one part when his girl FaceTimed him and he saw his daughter and her on the phone. And he was like, "Bro, that's really all the motivation you need, man." Like, because it reminds him it's more, it's bigger than him.
It's bigger than
he's
him.
He's doing it for more than just him and Rocky or his father's legacy.
And that's why it was important that Rocky asked him in the beginning of the movie, who you really fighting for? You know what I'm saying? Are you fighting just because of these people?
Yeah, because you don't want to be a punk.
Are you fighting for yourself, for your family, for, you know what I'm saying, for your kids' future? Because it's like,
your why is always important. If you have a strong why, you will fail every time.
You gotta have a why, man.
Shout out Eric Thomas.
You feel me?
Motivational speaker.
You feel me? But it was just an intense training process that he went through, and
nigga fainted.
He was running. He fainted, but he was like, "Nah, this ain't that.
He was throwing up.
Yeah.
But towards the end though, when they was doing that tire drill again, when he put his foot in, he was going to uppercuts. Body, the other cuz had to give up. And he was like, he's like, I'm back.
They're like,
Hey, don't get it fucked up though. Uppercuts was training. He was training in the gym in Russia, but he wasn't in the same like weather conditions as Creed, but he was still knocking niggas out.
Yeah,
when his father put on the little, I think you call it like the little rib protected thing. He was, hitting his father to the point where his father had to push him. Like he ain't looking like he was his dad. He was like, nah, he was in grinding mode. He was knocking niggas out. But back into the next scene, and this is the rematch. Everybody,
dog. And guess what happens? Guess who he comes into? His wife is singing the jump. His wife is singing, you know what I'm saying? They trying to prepare, you know what I'm saying? He walks out.
He had on the all black, the black gloves, black shoes, black trunks. He was feeling better just overall, like, even though it was a hostile environment in Ukraine. I think it was in Moscow for the fight though. I think it was in Moscow for it was a big ass stadium. Rocky reminded him again, it's only 3 steps into that ring, and once you're in that ring, it's just like a lonely world. Like when it's just you and the fighter who's trying to take your head off. And he always remember that when you go into the ring. But what's significant about his interest this time, he had wifey, baby mom singing with him coming out, and he had his whole squad coming in.
Had Rocky on,
and it was a lot of tension in that arena because everybody in Russia knows Rocky was their best fighter at the time.
Everybody know who Rocky is, so it's like
some people respected him though, but you could hear a lot of boos, like coming in because they're American, they ain't in Russia, but this ain't gonna be the same kind of fight it was the first time. Like Creed was back. But nigga, it was still not an easy fight by a long shot. Like, guess who came to see Drago this time? The mom.
Slid.
Oh my god.
Both of the mothers were there. This is crazy. Yeah.
Even Creed's mom came.
Yeah. But it was significant that Drago's mom pulled up because
they don't have a good relationship.
They don't even mess with each other.
They don't have a good relationship like how Creed have a relationship with his mom. Like they're not there at all. And we're gonna tell you why that's important later on to the fight. But going into it, you could tell Creed had a different kind of edge to him. Like he wasn't too cocky, he wasn't like angry. He was more focused and just ready to win. Like everything outside the ring was already handled. He repaired the relationship with Rocky. He good with his girl. He accepted the fact that his daughter is deaf. He's still gonna love her regardless because that's his daughter. Like everything's not going to be perfect, but he learned that you can't just love people or situations when it goes the way you want it to go. Like, you have to accept them and love them for who they are. And he was at peace. I feel like that's the big difference. Like, Creed was at peace, like spiritually and mentally going into this fight. All he had to focus on was fighting. But Drago, man, was fucked up seeing his mom at ringside.
Yeah.
Like, cause she never came none of his fights. And for her to come to this one, you could tell it messed with him. But let's talk about the difference in how Creed attacked Drago this time. He was using more finesse, dodging him and turning him out.
He wasn't so much, going for the kill, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was just trying to wear him out a little bit.
Using his strengths, which is, his stamina and his speed. Because we didn't mention earlier that when Drago trained, when he runs and his dad being in the truck, his father had to tell him run faster a lot.
He like, when I tell you run faster, you run faster.
Like, he's a big dude, and nobody could pinpoint no weakness, but when I watched that, I said, you know what, his conditioning is an issue. He's a strong person who can fight, but his stamina is something he has to work on, and Creed exposed that in the second fight. Like, like he was still hitting Creed, but Creed was getting his ass with the 1, 2, 3. He was doing it, like he was dodging, and he was getting frustrated the more he couldn't touch him. Like, he was hitting Creed, but not as badly as the first time they fought. Like, Creed had a strategy this time, and he was gonna stick with it. He listened to Rocky in the corner, and like, not only did Creed get more swift, he got a little stronger too. Like, his punches started to affect him a little bit when he was in his
you could tell by his face was getting messed up, and I'm like, damn.
He was whooping his ass to the point where the father told him take him out. Which remember he was like punching right here. Oh, here you go, that dirty shit. Dad wanna go to his ribs.
Not the ribs.
And how he did it, he clenched Creed's arm like this and started hitting him in his rib because he couldn't really get a clean hit on Creed.
Because he knew that's what he was going for. He just wanted to protect it. He was trying to throw his own Creed was getting his ass together,
and he started doing that dirty shit. And you could tell, even though Creed was in better shape, them ribs, man.
Still, that's something hard to overcome.
They already been broken before too. Like, that was hard for him, and he even knocked Creed. Like, Creed even knocked Drago down for the first time in his career. Yeah, and he cut his eye. So, and see, you define a champion off of if they can get up, not if they can knock people down. See, Creed proven in the first movie and this movie, he can get up even when he shouldn't. He got more heart than brains. Everybody know that about Creed. Like, he has no quit in him. But with this guy over here, Drago, he didn't go down easy, but you can tell it was new to him to ever get dropped. Like, that does something to a fighter's spirit when he never been dropped before. It's like, damn, I'm not invincible no more like I thought. His eye was cut, and his dad was like, he's embarrassing you. Like,
he's whooping you. Like, what are you doing? Like,
and bro, remember the part when he looked over to see his mom? His mom left after Creed dropped his ass, I think the second time.
Yeah, the second time. She was walked out. Her and I think it was her husband, the new husband.
Because he was trying to get himself up with the ropes. He looked over and didn't see her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. And Creed was not letting up on his ass.
But he did get up though, after he saw that his mom was going. He got back up. They had another round, whatever.
But Creed
was throwing him down. He wanted
his ass to the point where the father came in and threw in the towel.
He was like, cool out.
He threw the towel, that bloody ass towel.
Still bloody.
And we was in the joint like, hey, yo, man, Creed did that joint. He came back, he was a champion. He's still the champion.
Let's go. Let's go.
He did the impossible.
Yeah.
And you know why he did it? Because the people in his circle, they was all on the same page. It wasn't no miscommunication. He trusted in his trainer. He always still had that respect and love for his mom, his wife. He's fighting for his daughter too, and he's still fighting for his father's legacy. But this time, he made sure his why was a big part of it too, and not just the fact that he's angry about them talking about his dad. And I know for sure that he felt some kind of like fulfillment, like protecting his dad's legacy after that win. Yeah, he did it the right way. Even when Drago was fighting dirty, Creed never fought dirty. He fought like a man, 10 toes down.
10 toes.
Got it done. And in the all black.
It was a great fight. After all of that said and done, you know what I'm saying? He goes to visit his father's grave, and I guess that was his first time doing that, right? Because he was
I think
like, I'm
it's
new
his
to
first
this.
time in a long time, or maybe
I
he
think,
probably never went to
I think he was like, I'm new to this. How do I do this?
Yeah, it's something he don't want to face, and you know, it's ironic that it was something he never wanted to face, just like how Rocky took a long time reaching out to something. We won't get into that real soon, but he didn't just go to the grave alone.
Mm-mm.
He was talking to his dad, you know, he said, I hope I made you proud and things of that nature, and you know, he was saying some people I want you to meet. So it was his wife
and his daughter.
And that was a real touching moment, man. Like, because it shows you how important family is. At the end of the day, like, it's more to him just being a fighter. Yeah. Like, he's a man first. He's a family man now. Like, he has 2 people that he's living for beside himself, and it gives him a sense of responsibility to keep, you know, staying on the right path, keep doing what he got to do to make ends meet and be a great father and a great husband. And he was like, Rocky, a good dude. I see why you liked him. They said, I see why you want to knock his ass out.
Right.
You know, sometimes Rocky be making him mad, but he's all in all, you know, he's a great dude. And Rocky went to knock on the door, and his grandson opened up the door, and he was basically like, "Who are you?" Because he never met him. He was like, "You must be Logan."
And then his son came. Rocky's son came to the door.
He wanted to see, like, who the hell did my grandson open the door? I mean, who the hell did my son open the door for?
So it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing here? You know?
You can tell his son was Nick.
So they had the whole, oh, it's been a while, how you been? You know what I'm saying? See what's going on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you remember his son was talking to Logan? He was like, Logan, this is your grandfather. And he had a ball, and Rocky was like,
ball. Like, go ahead, let's go. We're going to play
go in the back and play. But Rocky gave his son a hug. They was both crying.
That was a real hug.
And it take you back to, even though Rocky gave Creed a lot of advice about life, Creed gave him some great advice about just go see him, go call him up. You never know until you try. You need to make these things work.
Right.
It's never too late to fix the mistakes you made in the past. And, you know, it still showed Drago and his father training after the fight.
Yep.
They're getting ready for something else. I mean, it's obviously going to be another Creed, but, you know, so far I like the Creed franchise. Stephen Caple Jr., the director, he did a great job.
An amazing
job. He did a great job.
You know what I'm saying? Everything just fell together. The story behind it, the meaning, and just how everything flowed together was just so great. It was just so great, and it's great how they show how both of the fighters went through a phase in their life where their minds were so like
one was confident, one was lost, and then the tables turned when one is confident and the other one was lost. The ones who was lost up here lost the fight. And that has a lot to do with outside the ring too, and life. When you don't have
your mind isn't right, you can't do anything. That's why you always got to be at peace.
It's hard, but you gotta value it. You gotta
stay at peace with life, and my favorite quote of the entire movie is like adapting to life. You know what I'm saying? If things don't go right, you know what I'm saying? People always go, "Oh, it's always gonna be, it's gonna be better eventually." But you know what I'm saying? It's
not reality.
It's not reality.
Reality is you gotta weigh the options, man. It's 50-50 every time.
You gotta weigh your
possibilities, man.
Exactly.
It's not gonna always be great, and a wise man once said that a man is defined on how he reacts to any situation at hand.
Yep.
Not just when he's raising his hand, everything good, but when he's down, even when you feel like he's alone, you gotta be a man 24/7. I mean, I know it's hard, but everybody gotta deal with things. And the message I got from this movie, there's so many messages we could take away from this, but the main one, what DirtyyNate said, is true. Like, that was the one that stuck the most. Like, you gotta know how to adapt. Like, even as a woman, you're gonna have situations you go through, because Creed not the only one who dealt with emotional stress. Like, his girl Bianca had to put her career on hold too while she's going through this pregnancy, and she had to deal with the fact that her daughter is deaf just like how she is, but she was still fighting too. She still loved her baby. She still never gave up on Creed. She made the relationship work even when he was at his lowest. She was by his side. That's a true ride or die, and I think he made the right decision by proposing to her. I think they're a great fit for each other.
Yeah, and it's important because Creed was like, look, I want to spend all my moments with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to be up and I want to be down. You know what I'm saying? With you.
And all the moments don't necessarily mean good moments.
Exactly.
We gotta highlight that.
Exactly.
See, he probably didn't think nothing of that.
Because he was like,
all
of the
mean,
moments. Like,
yeah,
that's
like,
just not
yeah,
good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about the bad, you know what I'm saying? The good and the bad.
Yeah, when you first hear it, you think he's saying moments like my achievements.
Nah.
But when you're together, y'all are one now.
I want to spend all my moments with you, you know what I'm saying? But look.
Y'all let us know what y'all favorite Creed movie was. I ain't gonna say which one's better. I think if you haven't seen it, and you want to see his review before you go see it, man, we already told y'all go look at that anyway.
We gonna be here,
but
dog.
For the ones who seen both movies, y'all let us know what y'all like better.
Which ones y'all like better?
I feel like right now I can't really give it.
I can't. I'm gonna go see Creed 2 again. I'm gonna see it again. I'm gonna see it again. But
I'm gonna say it's a tie right now. Cause I think both of them are 9.5 out of 10.
For the people who did see both of them, like you said, go, let us know in the comments which ones y'all like better, and see which ones, you know what I'm saying, see what messages you got out of each one that connects to the movie, you know what I'm saying, connects to the plot, you know what I'm saying, let us know.
And let us know if you think it'll be a Creed 3. We think it is.
I think so, you know what I'm saying, we think so, you know what I'm saying.
We think it looked, the way it went off, it looked like it's going to be, and why not? I mean, they've been successful so far with this franchise. But hey man, we want to thank y'all again for rocking out with us, man. Like
we really don't take it for granted, you know what I'm saying? You know,
it's our first time going into a new direction. Like we usually do music reaction, now we getting our feet wet with this movie reviews, and in the future we're gonna do more.
We're gonna do more
and TV show reviews.
And look,
for our grownish watchers, that's coming in January.
Coming soon.
We on it, man.
We
and if you watch Insecure in the summer, we on it, man.
We here with it.
And if y'all got any other shows or movies that y'all want us to review or watch or keep up with,
leave them in the comments.
And
look, like I said, we're thankful, man.
Got some more.
We got some more of those
coming your way real soon.
Please, I'm real soon. But look, y'all at the end of the video, so you already know what DirtyyNate about to say. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's a button right by. It's that notification bell, so you might as well go hit that so you get notifications every time we upload. So y'all on top of all the action.
Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. This was another great episode with Arno, and this is Arno. Let go. Yeah.